was standing in line at the pharmacy last week. The cashier never looked up. Not once. She talked to the person behind me before she even acknowledged I was there. When I finally handed her my prescription, she said, "Oh, sorry, I didn't see you." And I said, "That's okay." But inside I thought, no, you didn't. It wasn't the first time. Maybe it's happened to you too. You walk into a store, a meeting, a family gathering, and no one makes eye contact. No one asks your opinion. You speak, and the conversation moves on like you weren't there. You start to wonder, am I too quiet? Too old? Too gone? And slowly, quietly, you begin to believe, I don't matter anymore. But here's what I want you to know. You are not imagining this. You are not too sensitive. This is real. Millions of people over 55 feel invisible. Not because they've disappeared, but because the world stopped seeing them. And today, I'm not going to tell you to speak louder or be more confident. I'm going to help you understand why this happens and how to reclaim your presence, not for others, but for you. The struggles associated with being invisible at 55 plus. Let's name it. The reality of this situation isn't just being ignored. It's the slow erosion of feeling seen, like you're fading from the photograph while everyone else stays in color. You might be at a family dinner and the younger folks talk over you. Or you suggest an idea at a community meeting and it's ignored, only to be praised when someone else repeats it 5 minutes later. You call customer service and get passed through 3 automated menus before anyone answers. Even your doctor rushes through the appointment like you're just another chart. And you say nothing, because you don't want to make a scene, because you were raised to be polite, because you don't want to be that person. But inside it hurts, and here's the truth. You're not alone. It isn't a weakness, it's what happens when society equates value with visibility and assumes older adults have nothing new to offer. We live in a culture that worships youth, newness, speed, trends. And when you're no longer new, it's easy to feel like you've been archived, not celebrated. You may not talk about this, not even with your partner, because who wants to admit they feel forgotten in their own life? But this invisibility isn't your fault. It's not because you're quiet or slow or out of touch. It's because the world has trained itself not to look. And when you're not seen, you start to question your worth. Do I still matter? Is my voice still needed? Am I just taking up space? But let me say this loudly and even clearly. You are not invisible because you faded. You're invisible because others stopped paying attention. And that's not your burden to carry. The good news? You can't control how others see you, but you can reclaim how you see yourself. And that's where we wish to begin. My one-on-one experience with friends who once felt invisible after 55. Let me tell you about 3 people whom I hold dearly to my heart. Their names are changed, but their stories are real. First, Doris, 68. She volunteered at her local library for 15 years. One day, the new director stopped inviting her to planning meetings. When she asked why, he said, "We're going in a more modern direction." She didn't know what that meant until she saw the flyers. All young faces, bold fonts, social media hashtags. She wasn't angry. She was heartbroken. "After all I gave," she said, "it felt like I'd become background noise." Then there's Raj, 70. He's a retired engineer and lives with his daughter's family. Every Sunday they have dinner together. He tries to join the conversation about school, jobs, and phones, but keeps getting interrupted. One night, his grandson said, "Grandpa, you don't get it. That app doesn't even exist anymore." Laughter followed. Raj smiled, but later he told me, "I don't mind not knowing the apps. I mind not being heard." And Mona Lisa, 61. She's divorced, lives alone, and works part-time at a senior center. She went on a date recently with a nice man from her yoga class. Halfway through dinner, he said, "You're in great shape for your age." She didn't correct him. But she didn't go on a second date, not because he was cruel, but because that one phrase said everything. "I see your body, not your soul." These stories aren't rare. They're everyday, and they reveal a painful truth. Invisibility doesn't always come from malice. Sometimes it comes from assumption. That you're not interested, not capable, not relevant, but you are. And the fact that you still care, that you still want to be seen, is proof that your light hasn't gone out. It's just waiting for someone, or yourself, to notice it again. Why does this often happen? The question begging for genuine answers is, why do so many over 55 feel invisible? The problem is not just aging, it's what society believes about aging. Think of it like this: you've become background music in a world that only listens to the latest hit. Still playing, still meaningful, but no one's dancing to it anymore. There are real reasons for this. You're no longer in prime earning years. The economy values productivity, and when you're retired or part-time, you're seen as less active, even if you're wiser. You're not the target of ads. No one's selling you youth, energy drinks, or new tech. And when you're not being marketed to, it feels like you're not being seen. Family roles shift. You're no longer the daily caregiver, the decision maker, the one everyone calls. And when your role changes, your presence can feel optional. Technology moves fast. If you're not on social media, texting, or using apps, people assume you're out of the loop. Not just tech-wise, but emotionally. If you thought those were all the reasons, wait till you hear the deepest of them all. We confuse visibility with value. And when you're not loud, not online, not trending, you're treated like you don't matter. But here's the truth. Invisibility isn't a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of a world that's forgotten how to see deeply. It sees youth, noise, speed, but it misses wisdom, calm, presence. And the unique beauty of those things is that they don't expire at 55. They deepen. So this isn't about becoming more visible to others. It's about reconnecting with your own visibility, to remind yourself that you are here, that you are real, that you are enough, not despite your age, but because of everything it represents. Gentle guidance of hope. You don't have to become loud to be seen. You don't have to go viral to matter. You only need to reclaim your presence, one small choice at a time. Here's how. 1. Say one thing out loud. Daily, not to a crowd. Just to the room. I like this song. This soup is too salty. I remember when this street had a bookstore. Your voice matters, even when no one answers. Speaking reminds your brain, I'm here. I have thoughts. 2. Wear one thing that feels like you. A colorful scarf, a bold watch, a favorite jacket. Avoid doing it to impress anyone, but to remind yourself that you still choose, that you still express, that you're not blending in, you're choosing to stand out. 3. Share a memory with one person. Tell your grandchild about your first job. Tell a friend about the concert you saw in 1978. Don't wait to be asked. Say, I was just thinking about. Your past isn't just history, it's a gift to the present. 4. Say, I disagree, gently. Next time someone says something you don't agree with about politics, food, or music, say it. I see it differently. Not to argue, but to honor your own perspective. Your mind is still alive, let it speak. 5. Create something. No audience needed. Write a letter you don't send. Plant a flower. Sketch a tree. Cook a meal just because. Creation is proof that you're still engaged with life and that you're not just passing through it. 6. Practice being seen. By yourself. Stand in front of the mirror. Look yourself in the eyes. Say, I see you. It might feel strange, but it's powerful. Because the first person who needs to see you is you. You don't have to demand attention. You just have to stop giving yours away so freely while keeping so little for yourself. Healing involves becoming visible to the world. It has to do with remembering you were never invisible to begin with. You just forgot to look. Final thoughts. If you're watching this, it means part of you still believes you matter. And you're right. That isn't because you're loud, neither is it because you're famous, but because you've lived, you've loved, you've shown up, even when no one clapped. And that counts. It counts so much. You are not behind. You are not irrelevant. You are not in the way. You are a living story, one that's still being written. So keep speaking, keep choosing, keep showing up, even when it feels quiet. Because visibility doesn't come from being noticed. It often comes from noticing yourself. If this added value to your day, imagine what weekly insights could do. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and spread the knowledge by sharing. Thanks for being here. More transformation coming soon. Well, if you know someone who's been quietly fading, share this with them. They might probably not thank you for that, but deep down, they'll feel a little more real.